The following video is the opinion of the missing truth. Further information has been researched or has been provided by those in connection to this case. News articles and/or information that is given or stated by law enforcement, family members, and/or per social media. Any person or persons is presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. A letter from Jackson. Hey Dad, it's been almost a whole year since you've been gone. Birthdays, holidays, and other special occasions have passed. I know people are trying to do everything to find you. I hope the day we find you is here. If you see or hear this, I love you. Love, Jackson. The difference between the almost right word and the right word is really a large matter. It's the difference between the lightning bug and the lightning. This was written by Mark Twain. When we write podcasts, we try to find the right words that will stick in people's minds so their true essence of empathy will overpower their quietness and bring forth clues of the whereabouts of a missing person. We usually start off with the name of the missing person, but not this time. I want everyone to know the name Jackson. Jackson is the 12-year-old son of Patrick Chapman, and he wants his dad back. This is Patrick's story, through the eyes of strangers. Jackson's favorite memory was when he and his father Patrick went to the races. He recalls he and his dad were enjoying the races, and his dad got snow cones, and not even a few times around the track, Jax got mud in his blue snow cone, and his dad got dirt in his red snow cone, but his dad still ate his. What can we say about Patrick? Patrick loved being a tow truck driver and working on cars. He got his love and lessons from working on cars mainly from his father Jim, who was a mechanic and a hard worker until the day he passed in January 2010. Bob took Patrick under his wings and would have him work on cars when he was in between jobs or just needed to work. Jackson often talks about what he and his dad used to do. Patrick would take Jackson with him to Bob's to help him learn a few things about cars. They would go camping, take fishing trips, and hung out at the creeks and rivers, but he also liked to play PlayStation with him. Patrick and his son's mother remained close friends even though their 6-year marriage ended in 2011. Patrick stayed active in his son's life, getting him on his visitation times, and if there was ever a problem, Jackson's mom was more than willing to work out the visitation because she knew the importance of her son needing his father in his life. A couple years after the divorce, Patrick entered into another long-term relationship with Kelly. He dated Kelly for 6 years before they finally separated in December of 2019. Kelly was like a stepmom to Jackson, and Jackson's mom called Kelly my baby's mama. Between December 25, 2019 and March of 2020, Patrick lived at his best friend's house and slept on the basement floor. During this time, he only picked up Jackson for day visits because Patrick nor Jackson's mom wanted Jackson sleeping on the floor. March 27, 2020 was a day many wish Patrick could go back and change. This was the day it became publicly known that Patrick had entered into a relationship with Ashley Giddon, the daughter of a family friend. Soon, Patrick started staying at Ashley's parents' house, sleeping in their shed. It's been stated she often stayed at her parents' home between relationships. Ashley had a long-drawn methamphetamine addiction and had previously lost custody of her 5 children. Everyone who knew Patrick knew his and Ashley's relationship was not good news. Patrick and Ashley would sleep in their cars or they would go camping. On May 1, 2020, he called his ex-wife Jen to tell her Happy Mother's Day and inquire about a Chromebook his son uses. He explained someone had been taking money out of his account and he couldn't access his account by phone. Later, Patrick showed up at her house asking to use the Chromebook once again. Jen misunderstood his meaning behind the money being removed from the account, thinking he was accusing their son of withdrawing the money, and she told him to leave. This was unfortunately the last time she has seen or spoken to Patrick. She had no idea at the time what was going on in his life, and that would be their final goodbye. On May 4th, Ashley broke up with Patrick. By May 5th, Patrick had traveled back to his hometown of O'Fallon, Missouri, but his stay would be short-term. On May 10th, 2020, Patrick made the last interaction on his phone that can positively be confirmed. The message showed his best friend Dylan was trying to get Patrick to chill out and go fishing with him in Arkansas. Patrick declined and said he would go to a pool hall to go have something to do, but he unfortunately ended up going to the Giddens' home around 10 p.m. that evening. Patrick was last seen at the home of Rick and Melinda Gidden. The Giddens said after he arrived at their home that evening, he went to the shed to go to sleep. Shortly after, Patrick returned into the house to ask Rick for a gun. Rick questioned why Patrick needed a gun, to which he claimed there were 9 people shooting guns next door and he needed it for protection. Rick went outside to check what was going on and found no one in sight, nor had heard any shots. Rick told Patrick he could not have a gun and to go get some rest. Patrick headed back to the shed. The next morning, Rick Giddens said he got up around 4 a.m. for work, and Patrick, along with his 1995 Burgundy Escort station wagon, were both gone. The night of May 10th, around 10 or 11 o'clock p.m., was the last time Patrick was seen. On May 28th, the Giddens sent Patrick's sister a message on Facebook saying they have not heard from Patrick in a while, but never discussed he could be possibly missing. They waited 18 days to contact Patrick's family. The Giddens told law enforcement that Patrick was married to their daughter, witnesses have stated. Patrick had known these people who were considered family friends since he was 11 years old, but yet when they reported him missing, it was stated they reported he did not have any family and friends. After the Giddens made the missing person report, they began controlling almost every concept of Patrick's case. Only for the first few months. Even though law enforcement was conducting an active investigation, the family has been refused all access to information, not even the original missing person report. On Saturday, May 29th, Patrick's car was found in a very rural area of Mill Springs, approximately 1 mile from the Giddens' home. It was found in Mark Twain National Forest, less than 2 miles away from where he was last seen, on a 4-wheeler trail. The car had severe damage to the bumper and all 4 tires were flat. Patrick's wallet containing his bank card and ID were found in his car, along with his meds he picked up on May 6th. Patrick's car keys nor his phone were in the car. Unfortunately, there was no cell phone service, absolutely none in that area, and no way to ping his phone. Patrick had just disappeared into thin air. Or has he? There has been many searches done, especially in the area that his car was found, but there is zero evidence Patrick was ever there, other than his car was there. The Sheriff's Department, along with the County Fire Department, has sent teams and search parties to find him after his car was located to no prevail. Patrick's family and close friends have organized searches and fundraisers to help fund the searches, but to their dismay, Patrick wasn't found anywhere they searched. Where do they go from here? Patrick has an amazing support system, which includes a team of 5 very strong women that refuse to give up on him. His sister, Patrick's son's mother, a lifelong friend of Patrick's high school sweetheart, who still stayed in contact with him, and a family friend that runs the page to help find Patrick. These women are simply amazing. They have been diligently searching for Patrick for the last 11 months. If only every missing person had this kind of support team. Patrick is someone's son, brother, and friend, but most importantly, he is the dad of a 12-year-old boy that thinks the sun rises and sets in his dad's eyes. His dad is his hero, and he just wants him home. Jackson was born with a blood disorder called hemophilia. He needs his dad home. So please, if anyone has any information, no matter how insignificant you think it might be, please report the information immediately to law enforcement. Patrick was 34 years old at the time of his disappearance. He is 5 foot 6 inches tall and weighs approximately 160 pounds. He has brown hair and hazel eyes. He has a tattoo that says Chapman that runs down his right forearm vertically. Saw blade, sun tattoo between his shoulder blades, and a cross with Buddy written on his shoulder blade. He has scars from surgery on his back as well as a front hip area. He is missing from Piedmont, which is near the area of Greenville, Missouri. His car was found a half a mile from Hill Spring Cemetery, abandoned on a four-wheeler trail. If you have any information on Patrick's whereabouts, please call Missouri State Highway Patrol Troop E at 573-609-4439 or CUE Center for Missing Persons at 910-343-1131 or call the CUE Center 24-hour tip line at 910-232-1687. All information submitted to CUE Center for Missing Persons is confidential. You can also call 911. The administrators of the Missing Truth is sending prayers and Godspeed energy to Patrick and his family. May peace be with you all. For further updates on Patrick's case, subscribe to the Missing Truth to receive notifications, like us and leave us a comment, like our Facebook page, and join our private Facebook group. You can also follow us on TikTok and Instagram. If you have a family member or a friend that is missing and you feel their case needs more exposure, please contact themissingtruth1@gmail.com or private message us on our Facebook page. Always remember, some sort of truth remains in a lie. Have a good night.